Hello traders, this is Chris from Tradesight, and I wanted to walk you through both the euro dollar and the pound dollar today and how they played out, how some of our signals using eSignal 11 were extremely powerful in predicting what was going on in the market. So we're going to talk about two topics here today. One is value area plays and one is our Comber tool. Let's start with the value area play itself. You're going to see a shaded area on this chart. So we've got a black background, and as the chart moves forward, a shaded gray area is going to come into play. That'll be the value area for the euro dollar from this last session, which was for June 17th going into June 18th. So these are 5-minute bar charts. This is hitting midnight going into the 18th of June. I'm going to move these bars forward one at a time. And what you'll see, some of the key support and resistance levels that we deal with. And then here's the value area on the euro, that shaded area right there. We got an initial bounce off of it, right? We'll move upwards. And on the next move to the downside, see how we broke into the value area, got our close inside. Now watch, 70 to 80% of the time, once you get into that value area, you should cross the value area. And keep an eye on where we go. We found a little bit of support here at our purple pressure threshold level. That's a number we give everybody every night ahead of the session of a market. And then here's the last push down. Look at this big push right to the low of that shaded area. Isn't that amazing? So there's your value area play. We paused at the only other level that was inside the value area. We paused there for 15 minutes before proceeding to the value area low. Now what's interesting is off of this, find a little support in this area, we get a big reversal, and I'm going to kind of fast forward us through. You're going to get another sound alert here as we get a 9-bar setup to the upside, coming back up and hitting the pivot. Now we've got a Comber count in place. That's going to be these pink or magenta numbers that you're going to see. And a Comber gives us a signal when we get to a 13 using our look back methodology. So let's watch the bars and see what happens if we get to a 13 on those pink numbers, right? And what you'll notice is there's 7, this will be 8, and a pretty big move, right? This is much stronger than the move to the downside. It takes us all the way across the pivot to R1 in one motion. Here we are, there's 10, bar 10, right up there near R1. Okay, we need to close a little higher here to get bar 11, there it is. There's bar 12. And can we get one more, there it is, new high close. There's your bar 13. So that's your sell signal according to the Comber tool. Let's see what that led to from there. That was the top. Pretty amazing. So you get first a value area play, and then on the reversal, which leads to a big move in the market, you get a Comber sell signal that calls the high. Now, let's flip over here to the pound dollar and take a look at how this played out. And in this case, we're looking at a couple of things. We had a trade call last night short on the pound. Let's see how the Comber tool led us to potentially a target on the pound dollar on the downside if you were short at any point in time. So we have our 9-bar setup, so now we've got the magenta bars coming into play, 1, 2, and 3. And again, we're going to be looking therefore for up to 13 when we get to that 13th bar using the look back methodology. There's 7, there's 8, that'll be 9, and we got a new 9-bar setup phase. So what that does is it recycles or essentially erases the prior count that we had. So now we've got a new set of energy in play here in the market, and the Comber has started over. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This happens when you have, by the way, a lot of energy in the market. To get a second 9-bar setup phase like that before you've gotten to a 13 exhaustion signal usually means the market's moving pretty good. And you can see here in this move we've come so far about 60 pips from where the count started. And as we proceed lower, here's 10, little bounce. Rolling back to the downside. Remember, we need to make new lows to get 11. We already got 11, sorry. We need new lows to get 12. So this is bar 12 right here. Can we get one more new low for a 13? There it is. There's 13. That should be your general reversal signal on the pound. And all these sound alerts are for different things that are going off here on my screen, obviously. But watch what happens. That's it right there. The 13 gave you the general low. Quite remarkable. And these are two signals, one on the euro, one on the pound last night, different directions, totally different times for the market. Both of them work very precisely. So, real interesting night. Again, the power of this Seeker and Comber tool, I haven't seen anything like it in the market in terms of predicting reversals. It's a really useful tool for traders.